We're back for an emergency broadcast of
yes,
Night Views, where we talk all sports. It started off as basketball, but we're doing everything now with football season coming. But this broadcast had to happen because of the Team USA men's basketball semifinals game versus Serbia. We got a lot to talk about. I'm still Abdul, always joined by Silos when it comes to this. In the middle of that game, man, we was like, we gotta go live about this. Like,
I thought for a fact you were gonna be like, I can't believe you jinxed the USA like that. Because before the game started, I hit up Sil and I was like, is it wrong that I kind of want Serbia to win today? And he's like, heck yeah.
Yeah, you wrong for that. But hey, it was a good game. We're gonna do how we normally do. We'll bring up the box score, give our thoughts on it as well. Shout out to Money Train James in the building, in the chat.
Sure.
It was a good game, and man, let's now just so people know. Normally with Night Views, we're normally later, when we do our thing. But again, this was a kind of an impromptu pop-up show of it. So for sure, make sure y'all checking us out on the Sil Nation Sports channel. We've relaunched it. Links in if you're on YouTube, we're over on YouTube. Links in the description for and also for Carlos' channel as well on Facebook and on X, Twitter, Sil Nation. So Israel, what's good? So yeah, I know we usually stream so late, people don't be catching us.
They're like surprised right now. They don't know what's going on.
What's going on? We had a few under our belt, so this is known for us. So hey, final score is what it was, 95-91.
What a game.
Team USA was favored by 15 points. Going by the box score first, Serbia outplayed USA for the first three quarters.
All day, every day.
Like that's the worries that we had about this team kind of reared its head. But like, just before we get to the individual stuff, Carlos, like the flow of this game by halftime, I was like, bro,
yeah,
they really could lose this game.
It's crazy because like watching it, even the announcers, like it's D Wade and then the other gentleman, he was like they were like, you can feel the energy in the building. Like there's gonna be there could be an upset today, and it's just like at one point they couldn't even make it past 10 points to come back. Like every time they'll bring it to 6, Serbia will come and hit a big shot, and then I don't know what beef. I forgot the player's name, but he was like going after Melo on the sidelines. Like the whole game, like every time he shot a 3, he was just doing the Melo, talking smack to Melo. But my theory with that is he's sitting next to Dirk, and Dirk always wants to see USA lose because he's always played against USA. Mm-hmm. Dirk is one of them old vets who goes and talks to certain players, and him and this player have a connection, and always makes up stories. I don't know if you ever heard of the old school vets who go and talk to their younger cats and be like, hey, this guy was talking trash about you, yada, yada, yada. So I have a feeling some of that was going on, and it was all directed towards Melo. So poor Melo, but yeah.
Melo's like an Olympic great out here.
That's him.
Chill. Yeah, but he's in the league too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he
played him or like it's like 2 of them in the league. He could be related to him. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounded racist, but with but anyway, with how Serbia was playing, because first off, Jokic is the best big man in the world. This run by Serbia showed me that you just put a bunch of shooters around Jokic.
Oh man,
you're going to be in every game. You know what I mean? You're going to be in every game because his numbers was 17, 11, and 5. Wasn't crazy MVP numbers. Yeah. He was feeding everyone. He was setting screens. He does how he normally plays. So, I mean, Jokic is that dude. I always respect what he
And
does.
with Jokic too, it's like what's crazy about it. The way he played this game. Normally in the NBA, like he's chalking up threes, not chalking up because he shoots at a good percentage, but like this was literally his last resort shooting a three. Everything else was literally attack Embiid, score at the rim, or just straight up dish it out. And man, I mean, at least we understand now how Denver actually won that championship because they just had shooters around them.
Yeah, and you have the best guy on the coast, and like now you got Russ. Yeah, it's like Denver. They've been downgrading since they won their title. They've downgraded every year, and they've done it again. I mean, hey, all respect, Russell Westbrook. Like first, because this ain't going at Russ. He's a future Hall of Famer. He had a great career numbers wise. He has. He's not a shooter. Right? He's not a shooter. So I don't know how this is going to fit. You basically take out KCP and bring in Russ.
Yeah. Unless they're gonna. My thought process on that would be you start Russ as a point as a guy who penetrates, dishes out, and then you got Murray as a two, who's your spot up shooter. He's proven he can shoot the ball pretty well. So I think they might run a couple of those, but
I'll be honest, man. Like if Russ is starting, that first unit try. Like I'm sorry, right now Westbrook in his career, he's a second unit guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, he can bring you energy and everything. Like that's great, but it's like if you're talking about spacing the floor for Jokic. I mean, I'd rather Jamal Murray penetrate and kick, but I don't know. I guess they have shooters left. Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon is streaky, but they lost too much, man. Losing Bruce Brown one off season and then KCP. You know, when you had them both on a championship run, you know, it's like nah.
Nobody damn. The Russ hate in the chat is crazy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Oh my God,
are these Lakers fans in here? What's going on?
Hey man, we've been through a lot with that, but I still respect the man. But the point is, though, is Jokic is that ultimate anchor, man, and it was good seeing. Like first of all, overall good game. It was good seeing Jokic and Embiid kind of go at it a little bit, just back and forth, like and. Kudos, props to Durant. And again, we'll get to the individuals, but Durant was kind of guarding up Jokic a little bit in that fourth quarter when it was time to start locking down. Durant got the length. He kind of knows Jokic's moves. And I was like, Durant, what? You can play defense like this, bro?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
He just does it. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, he could be the defensive player of the whole league if he really wanted to, and the best scorer in the league if he really wanted to. Like, I mean, he is, as we've seen, but like scoring wise, but like Durant can take over a game in a matter of seconds, and it's really unfair. It's honestly unfair.
So let's go ahead and isolate the individuals. Then we'll kind of bounce around. We're gonna do the positives first, like we know we did.
Okay. Well, look, surprisingly, because I know y'all waiting for it. I actually am on the defense of Jason Tatum today.
We're gonna get to it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because that's kind of like I don't want to say it's negative. It's an omission, but we'll talk about that.
Gotcha.
But with Durant, one thing I did notice, first half he wasn't really getting a lot of looks. I don't know if it was by choice or like it's like Kerr. Can you drop like if Durant's on the court, let's draw up or ISO.
Yeah,
but Durant should have gotten more than 8 shots. That was a little disturbing. Now he did turn it on, like I said, in the fourth. He should be the part of that closing team. And let's see, it's not even. I don't got this earlier. So Durant right there. So it was a weird time in the third quarter. You had the bench mob out there, right? So you're talking about just the second 5. Only 10 players played, right? So it was just 5 up, 5 down every time. With this bench squad, I don't know, like if they were just like
I'm gonna tell you
one-on-one. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what happened because I was really frustrated watching this.
Yeah,
and first off, it's tough when one of your best players on the bench is in quicksand. And normally, for those who play sports, when you're in quicksand, no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you keep sinking. Shout out to the old school football movie Replacements with Keanu Reeves. he talks about the quicksand. You know, you try to shoot your way out of it, and that's what Anthony Edwards was on today. No matter what he did, whether it was, you know, causing fouls on defense, shooting the three, he just kept on missing, kept on not playing good D. Now, my whole thing with this bench squad right here today, this score should not have been over 6 points come second, before the second half. The way Kerr ran this whole team today was probably, he was not coaching. Like, to me, it was very hard to watch this because he would rotate bench players in, but then keep all his starters in. When in previous games, what you would do is you would take the whole starting lineup out, maybe leaving LeBron or whatnot, and then you switch and you bring in that whole bench squad. You can't, especially when you're down so big. Yeah, you can't keep on rolling because now you're depending on these starters. And if you look at the game, they played most of the game, which, the people who they have
minutes.
Yeah. I mean, 32.
LeBron 30, Steph 30, and we'll talk about Steph for sure.
Yeah.
But your bench, so this is the thing with the problem with the bench, because again, Durant, yes, he deserves to get those minutes.
But you see, with Durant, with those 24 minutes, they came on like mid third, the whole fourth quarter. So
right.
The way they were using them, like, it wasn't just, it didn't make sense.
So the problem was coaching, because like when it got to that pivotal third quarter, all of a sudden, Kerr puts the full bench unit out there.
Yeah.
And they are operating like, what are we supposed to do?
Right.
Anthony Edwards and Durant, and I would say Davis. Obviously, Adebayo, he's like that Swiss Army knife. You can kind of use him wherever you want. But those three guys, it shouldn't have been this disparity on like minutes like this. Anthony Edwards should be getting 20 minutes a game. Anthony Davis was giving you the most energy with just a little 10 minutes he had out there. And again, Durant had no flow at all. So, I mean, they almost threw the game away in the third quarter, in my opinion, when just let it go ahead. Derek White, go there. That just didn't work, man.
Yeah.
That just didn't work. And let's go to your Tatum dots, because like this was a game when you needed a Tatum, to be quite honest.
Right. And then especially when a guy like Anthony Edwards, who Tatum will probably, take that spot if Edwards was ever hurt or whatever it may be, like he would have fit perfectly, especially at a time like this when you have a guy who's playing 13 minutes throughout the whole game and he can barely put up a shot. It's like you need a guy like Tatum. Now, there's two theories out there. Tatum didn't want to go out there. Like, he didn't want the smoke, which I mean, I know I'm biased. I don't believe that. Like, I think Tatum.
No.
But
just to be clear to people, Tatum and Halliburton, they were DMPs. They did not play one single minute. But go ahead, man.
But even look, even Halliburton would have been great here too, because there was times when they're deferring to Drew Holiday, which Drew Holiday actually, look, I'll give him his props. He looked decent today as a point guard. He was distributing. We're going to talk about Curry. He was finding Curry out there, like looking for him 24/7. But on that bench squad, you have players deferring to Derek White. And as great as a player, again, no shade on Derek White, but he's not that guy who's going to take that. This is like a finals game. He's not going to take that shot like that. Like,
Halliburton should have been your guard out there instead of Derek White.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the bench squad, like this don't make sense. What happened today? It
really didn't. It really didn't. And then, like I said, what hurt them the most was Anthony Edwards in that quicksand. It was hard to watch because you know how much of a great player he is. You see him getting frustrated on the floor, and you're like, damn, man, like. Give him something. Yeah, exactly.
It's like you could have ran a couple plays for him or something, and it's like all Kerr's doing is like, hey, Steph, LeBron, save us right now. Today, Steph Curry did save you. Like, without the 36 points by Steph Curry, they lose this game, I believe. They lose this game. If Steph came out hot.
Yeah.
What, 3 threes? He did the look away 3 and all this stuff. And then I was just like, oh, okay, I'm going to go back, I'm going to finish up some more work. I'll come back and check on it. And they're down by 10. I'm like, but Steph needed this type of game just on this stage because, to be fair, he was pretty mid all the way up to this point.
Oh yeah.
So just props to Steph. Exploding as the best player today.
It's crazy to me because like going into halftime, he had the most points out of everybody on the league in the team, right? But we were down by like 12, and it's the everyone else contribution that it wasn't putting in. But man, Curry was like at points there was a sliver of like opening, and he was just letting it fly, and it was amazing to see. Like
vintage Steph.
Yeah, for sure. It was one of those games for him, and rightfully so. Shout out to D Wade and the other commentator. I got to really know his name, but they talked about how Steph is gonna have one of these games, and luckily it came today. Yeah,
he was due, and it was much needed. And just to address Money James here, in 4 years from now, this big three, that's LeBron, Curry, Durant, they're all going to be retired within 4 years for sure. And so you're talking about what's the core of this next team. That's what we was talking about. If y'all missed some of our previous episodes, is that the construction of this team, that's the first issue. Yeah. How this team is constructed, right? But I think you needed on this team a mix of, the Last Dance, because, again, they're doing a documentary. We know they're doing this. So you're talking about Steph.
Today's game confirmed that.
Oh, yeah, it's I think they actually already talked about it. And so it's like LeBron, Steph, Durant, Last Dance. Now, as I said, Kyrie should have been on this team as well, if you're talking about Last Dance of this era, because he's just as important as any of those three. He got a ring too during this time. So he should have been there. And then you set up the next generation. So Anthony Edwards is there. Great. We knew they wouldn't put Ja Morant, but in 4 years, Ja Morant should be on this team.
Yeah.
But then you have like Devin Booker, and I understand why Tatum's there, but you don't do Jaylen Brown. So it's like in 4 years, like who, outside of Anthony Edwards, who else, like Ja Morant, who else? Zion, do we trust Zion will be in shape 4 years from now?
I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
So they've really done nothing to set up. I mean, Halliburton ain't that type of dude. Like, Halliburton is solid. I'm not counting on him to win the gold. So it's just this team construction has been a problem overall. So just answer what James is saying here. They are in trouble, and hopefully it's a kind of a different mix of a coaching staff by then.
I hope coaching staff. I hope the process. I hope they go back to the original process where you actually had to sign contracts to be on Team USA, which means you got to be working on yourself, making sure you're healthy. You're not just out there like, oh, my name's LeBron James. I'm here to play for Team USA. That's it. All right, let's make the team around you. That don't work.
I got James that's here too. AD, he kind of at the he's still relatively younger than them, but he's gonna be past his prime in 4 years for sure.
And injury wise too, you don't want to depend on. I mean, as great as AD has been, you can't rely on his injury prone.
So it just the construction of this team. Yeah, we've every show we always be like, man, they missed an opportunity with this.
I have a theory. I do think the next Olympic team, we're definitely going to get a Kyrie. He's going to make a statement. We're going to have a Kyrie and Jalen. I really do think so.
I don't think Kyrie's going to do it in 4 years. I don't. Jalen Brown, Jalen and Tatum, they would be the veterans at that point, and they will be keying the team off with Ant Edwards, hopefully Ja Morant, and if we have a big guy, I can't even think of a American big guy right now that I will pick. Bankero, I like him as like a mixed player out there,
right,
as well. So but this was the time for them to kind of pass that torch, and it's just like they kind of struggling. Now people mentioned Drew Holiday. He was the first person you said when it was a point guard problem. Who's like, was it going to be Halliburton or Drew Holiday? Drew Holiday plays defense, and he's an ultimate team player. So I like that backcourt because we knew Steph had to be off ball.
Yep.
With this team, but then we go to Booker. It's like he gets 24 minutes. Tatum gets no minutes at all.
Yeah.
Devin Booker gets 24 minutes. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, and that's 24 minutes that's going into Durant's minutes. Put Tatum aside. That's 24 minutes because the whole reason in the beginning of the game Durant was struggling was because he can't get into a rhythm. You can't just put a shooter out there and just expect him to start shooting. I mean, unless you're Curry, Curry has those days where he can just go out there and shoot and then go sit down, but it's tough when you're trying to rely everything on Durant. When you're down so big, you're like, make a play. And he can't because he has no rhythm. Like, you're just throwing him out there into the wolves. And, man, it's
Now, Durant, as great as he is, I mean, he's a generational scorer for sure. So when you need that bucket in the fourth, and he did his patented, great space. I don't care if you jump up with me. Like, I'm going to, that's classic KD. So that was good to see. Like you said, coming off that injury, that's probably why they're like, okay, second unit. But I would say, again, if the whole theme is last dance and passing the torch, instead of Devin Booker, I would have put Klay on this team. I actually would have. I would have put Klay. Put Klay on this team.
And listen, I know everybody's sleeping on Klay, but I really think Klay gonna go off this season in Dallas. In Dallas,
you need that motivation.
Yeah. Klay is a scary Klay.
Because my whole thing is that Devin Booker shouldn't be on this team. That's just my whole point. like this dude, like anyone but Devin Booker or Derek White at this point should not be on this team. Now, Embiid probably had his strongest showing overall. Was it 19-4? He had again some effort against Jokic, so that was good. Again, just good to see. But does he still? Why does he feel so out of place on this team, man?
It's his attitude, man, and it's man. It was like, you know what? I did it for Tatum. Put me up on the screen. Let me clap for Embiid too. You showed up.
That's cap.
You showed up. You showed up. You did your job. Good job. Hey,
19-4. Not crazy numbers.
Yeah.
I'd still rather Anthony Davis. I mean, I think Anthony Davis was 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes.
Those putback layups.
Were
just so huge.
The effort. Yeah. And that's how Anthony Davis plays when he's healthy. You have a healthy Anthony Davis. So it's like, use this dude. Embiid, he gets the ball and it's just
Embiid is playing more to the call than he is playing to score. And that, to me, as a big man, is so frustrating because it's like most of the time he had one play where he's posted up on Jokic. He's, and then he faces him. He's trying to do his jab move, goes over to him, and he he does the spin move, and he just falls to the ground, and he's looking at the ref like, where's the foul call? The ref's like, bro, you fell. But in the NBA, they call that. And it's just frustrating to see that, man. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, he had to show up against the Joker for sure. But Jokic is clearly the better player. Any venue, NBA, international. Embiid just doesn't match up to him.
I will say I was a little disappointed those last minutes in the fourth quarter. It was like the last 5 to 10 minutes when it was still close. Jokic just looked. I guess he was exhausted, but his defensive prowess wasn't the same as it was in the beginning of the game. Like, he was very lazy with it. Like, he was just throwing his body around, pushing and beat. I mean, mind you, they were fighting all game long today.
Yeah. I think Jokic, his whole thing. Let me go to his box score. He played nearly the whole game. 38 minutes. It was only 40 minutes in these games. So he played pretty much every minute of the game. So I actually forgive him if he got tired.
For sure.
But and then running out the box score, you got LeBron James, Captain L'America. They're calling him out there. And hey, I gotta say, this is what I gotta say as a Lakers fan who has a tough relationship with LeBron and Clutch Sports. All right. I do love seeing the passion, right? I really LeBron in this effort is great. It is just on my team on the Lakers. We need another guy with like a Kyrie would have helped to take the pressure off LeBron because like when LeBron go get the rebound, push it. He's still top 5 in the league to do that, and he either kick it or he'll take it himself out. Exhilarating watching LeBron play on this team. It's just we need that guy when you get on half court. Okay, LeBron, give it up to someone else so they can set you up or you crash the boards or something. LeBron shouldn't just be ISO Bron. And that's what he's not on this team. That's what he's not doing that, which is great. The Steph, without the 36 points of Steph, that's one thing. And without the energy of LeBron, you don't have that fourth quarter run.
Right.
You know, and then Durant with his ISO game. So definitely props to the big three, you know, of this. That's really how we won this game on the final minutes.
Right. I mean, hey, shout out to his leadership, man. He really showed up and told his guys, hey, it's not over till it's over. You know, keep playing. I think this kind of, you know, the whole LeBron fiasco of things. It's like it builds up to what we've always talked about. Like this team was orchestrated for these moments on purpose, especially for the last hoorah of LeBron James and Curry. Like you need moments like this. You know, it's gonna sell money for the documentary. You know,
the picture they got floating around there, like that's the cover of the DVD. We got LeBron and Steph, like, you know, flexing and yelling at each other. It's like that's why you put this team together like you did, and just to definitely point out LeBron with the Olympic triple double. I mean,
He
great effort, man. 16, 12, and 10, and just hustle. Even 2 from 4 from 3, though I wish he doesn't shoot so many threes, but he's gotten better. He's actually gotten better as a shooter, but still, LeBron, stay on your team. Give him the stuff.
There was a moment where he's coming down at the end, and
I was yelling, pass the ball.
Yeah, Melo stands up because Curry's about to break his record, and LeBron looks at Melo and goes, "I'm shooting this." I'm like, "This is Team USA, man. This ain't NBA. Like, this is about."
Yeah, the Olympic record, 37 points. That's Melo's record, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so Steph was right there, possibly. LeBron hates it real. No, the thing with LeBron is like, LeBron, he has to know what type of player he is right now. Like, I understand Miami, LeBron. It's like to get the heck out of his way. Like, he was the best player in the world when he was on the Miami Heat. That's that stretch of time, and probably the first year back on Cleveland. He was that dude. I can't refute that. I'm saying right now, LeBron, like, you know, just play within, you know, the system here and understand you got better shooters out there. If I want to ISO dribble shoot, Kevin Durant should do that. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the same floor as him, man, that's the whole point. That's but props to LeBron. I know LeBron fans. I know I'm hard on him. I know, but he's playing for the country, so I much respect to him today.
All in all, again, you know, you can't fault the players for allowing this type of play. I mean, this goes back to coaching. You know, Coach K, he held these players accountable for each other. Steve Kerr is just putting a lineup together as if he was running the All-Star team. You know, this is not. You can't do that here. And I really hope there needs to be a vetting process to be a coach, as, you know, a USA coach as well.
Kerr is definitely he's not the best coach in the league. I don't think he's ever has been. You know, obviously Spo has been pretty much top 3 since the big 3, you know, since he started coaching. He's been like the top 3 coach in the league, but he's like more of an assistant. I think Tyronn Lue's a better coach than Kerr.
I agree.
Doing kind of more with less. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got the staff there. Just Kerr, I don't want him calling the shots. I really at all on this team. But Coach K. And this is what I say Coach with when you had Coach K, you're talking about Redeem Team, right? So you know, the captain was Kobe. And that's why I said for LeBron, I was like, this year, I was like, LeBron, like, you got to be like that leader like Kobe was with the Redeem Team, meaning you don't have to even take every shot. In that run and Redeem Team, it was Kobe, and then they're bringing Wade. and they'll just run wild and they'll be kicking into whoever else is open, and that was just you had nothing to do. Prime Kobe, the MVP Kobe, and you had Wade post the Shaq run with him. Actually you had peak Wade. That was peak Wade as well too.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? Because that was nasty right there.
Yeah.
And but it was that leadership that Kobe gave and that toughness, and LeBron's doing that with that effort. And it's just we had the coaching then too in 2008, like you said with Coach K.
Yeah, that's
what we're kind of missing. And hey, man, if we kind of talk about the gold medal game real quick before we close, they're not going against no punks, man. Let's go. Wembanyama is trying to be the best player in the world right now.
Listen,
the way he got his team.
If they allow this type of performance in this gold medal game, well, who was it that said it? Was it Charles Barkley? Don't let him back into the country. Yeah, that's what it might have to be, bro. Because all this hoopla and you don't get the gold, nah.
It's really. It's no excuse. And again, they obviously should be favored. I think they will be. I think they will win. But hey, Wembanyama is kind of nasty out here. Now I didn't see a lot of his highlights, but to get his national team into the finals is nothing to sneeze at. And
Germany.
I'm just saying, and Germany was probably the best. Outside of the USA is the best team, but Germany, had some claims to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they took us to what 1 point? Mm-hmm. The 1 point game against them. So,
and I think they were the team that knocked us out of the FIBA. With the
last year. Yep.
With the baby team. So it's like with France, you got Batum with Wembanyama. We're not going to mention that center from the T-Wolves. You got Fournier, he's on the team as well too. So you got some NBA guys, and then you got those guys as we saw with Serbia.
Yeah,
when you're playing for your country, it's like they level up, and hey, it won't be. I don't think it'll be as close as this game. I don't think it will be.
But, this should have been the gold medal game. This should have been the gold.
Oh yeah, this would have been wonderful to see. Yeah, for everything, and because. In a weird way, I'm not even mad if Jokic would have won, bro. I'm not,
bro. I'm
a fan of him.
Yeah, I'm low key. Like I'm not sad because obviously we won, but I'm like, damn, this would have been that would have been legendary.
This should have been the gold, yeah. Because in the Redeem Team year, it was USA versus Spain, and that's when you had peak Pau Gasol and Marc Gasol.
Yeah,
right. And so that game was close, just like this, but that was a gold medal. That was a gold medal game. And it was that type of game where it was like, man, I was like, if we lose this, it's like, bro, they got the Gasol brothers like peak level.
Yeah.
and everyone could shoot outside of them. So that's what this game felt like. I was like, yeah, I can't even be mad. But this next game against the Frenchies, no, we should expect them. We should expect them, bro.
Man, I mean, honestly, if these traders,
hey, I'm a fan of Jokic, bro. I'm a big fan of him.
Hey, he need to keep the beard this season. He got to keep the beard this season. I will say, if the rumors are true and we do get this FIBA into the NBA league, it's gonna be fun games to watch. It's definitely gonna be fun games to watch.
Yeah, because these guys, they probably played together, for 10 years or whatever, grew up playing together, and they got that chemistry. And you put a Jokic with 4 of their best shooters, they can hang with any team in the world. So hey, I would love to see that. So overall, good stuff overall with that. So kind of final thoughts.
My final thoughts is Zod voice. Well, my final thought. So let's say the next team, right? We got Kyrie. He decides he wants to do his last hurrah before he leaves. You get a Jaylen Brown. If Tatum decides he doesn't want to be on that team, does that
a scenario, bro?
I'm just trying to stir the pot. That's all it is.
You are starting with that. Now, I think next team again, I'm of the opinion. I don't think this was the team you should have had Kyrie on. I really, I think it was just a missed opportunity. If you want to do this documentary, farewell, I would say Clay and Kyrie should have been on this team. But next team, it's got to be Jalen, Tatum, Ant Edwards, Ja Morant,
Bam,
and then Banchero. Adebayo definitely can still fit in there. And then like some other. They like putting role players. So whoever is like a good scrappy player, then the big men. That's what's going to be, I think, a problem for Americans. 4 years from now, because like I said, Anthony Davis, I'm not counting on him to be back 4 years from now. I can't even think of like a effective
off the cuff.
I can't even think of one. That's all I'm saying. Chet Holmgren, he'll get folded probably, but he's gonna get folded out there. If he beefs up, I would say that if he kind of gets like a little more, less lean, then because we need big men.
Well, I mean,
we need.
Embiid showed today that if you don't have to play the big man position to be a big man. I mean, he shot a ton of threes this game to get us back into it. It's not something I want to see. I want to see a guy who's going to go down there and break the rim. But, it's what the game is changing to,
Since Clay would have fell apart. Now, all Clay would have to do was spot up.
That's it.
Like Devin Booker's doing right now. Like that's it. He can do exactly what Devin Booker's giving you right now. I'm just saying, bro.
Look at this guy. I
don't see the difference.
But why plays better defense? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm glad you paused that. But it's like now, as far as like I said, Kyrie should have been there. I say Clay. All you had to do, whatever Devin Booker's doing, Clay could do that. Kyrie instead of either a Halliburton. I like Drew Holiday on this team.
Yeah.
So instead of Halliburton, you should have had Kyrie on this team, in my opinion. But big man win. I can't think of a big man. I mean, we're gonna hope Grizzlies rookie Zach Edey, will he be ready 4 years from now? We may need him.
Or Kello Ware from the Heat, maybe, the 7-footer.
But it was just like we need some homegrown big men, and like we're gonna get destroyed in 4 years the way this is looking, and we're gonna drag Anthony Davis out there. He's half injured
on a wheelchair.
So we'll see. We'll see overall, man. But now we had to come in and definitely react with this game. It felt like a gold medal game, like you said.
Yeah.
Cooper Flag. I see Cooper Flag keeps getting brought up. Huh? keep hearing about that guy, right? But definitely the gold medal game is Saturday. I think it's 3 p.m. Eastern, I believe. So we may do another. I'm likely probably do an emergency one Saturday if it gets interesting. If this is a runaway blowout, it's like we ain't got much commentary on that. But if the game gets interesting this Saturday,
if Wemby wins,
even it's close.
Listen, the Spurs next year, they made some little moves, but the moves.
Harrison Barnes, Chris Paul,
man,
you still got the young talent from last year.
Don't sleep on the Spurs, man. I called them my dark horse.
I mean, dark horse for the play-in. I don't know what dark horse. I don't know what other dark horse is.
I got all the Spurs fans like, I like that guy.
Yeah. Right. And then reality hits. It's like, what? Isn't it to my Lions? Hey, I don't see no Lions. I see my Bears. We're on prime time on HBO. Hard Knocks. They already uncoordinated. Caleb Williams.
You guys are about to start playing now, right?
He's already a better quarterback than Jared Goff. He's gonna get some reps this Saturday.
So you guys play Saturday, not today?
Yeah. No, right. Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I know there is a game tonight.
Yeah, we played the first Thursday, the Hall of Fame game.
That's right.
Last week. Right. But we didn't play even second stringers didn't even play. But this Saturday, you're gonna see him go back there and spin it a little bit. He may be the best quarterback in our division already in the NFC North. He just may be. I mean, I saw Jordan Love in the playoffs. He kind of got rattled, man. And then Jared Goff, I'm just
Who's
saying,
biased
man.
now? Who's biased now?
No, I'm just saying. Caleb, he may be the best quarterback in the NFC North already. It may be possible, man. We're gonna find out.
And the Dolphins going to the Super Bowl, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Money J's Goff don't even believe he's better than Caleb Williams, bro. He don't even believe what you're saying. So it's like, I can't wait till football gets started back. We're gonna be covering it all overall. Sir. But like, we're gonna keep our eye on Saturday. If it gets interesting, we'll try to put something together. But normally we go live Tuesdays, 10 p.m. Yeah, we're doing 10 p.m. Eastern. The regular night views, and then it may be some Mondays, depending on, or did we say Sundays? We're working it out. We'll be here Tuesday. We'll be here Tuesday. Overall. So
I think we still need one more person for that fantasy league. So if anybody knows, just hit me up on DMs and we'll add them on there. So
cool. Yeah, we got the new fantasy league. Carlos is running it, and definitely Seal Nation Sports. We're going to be promoting that as well. Overall, that's going to be the league to be in. I think you're keeping the scoring kind of standard.
Yeah, very simple. Points off receptions. So
we just come here. We talk our junk like we normally do. Yeah. Watch all the games. And like I said, it's going. We're ramping back up with the Seal Nation Sports because football's coming back. So we're gonna go and close on out of here, man. I'm still Abdul, always joined by Silos. We will see y'all. Like I said, Tuesday for sure. And I guess when things get interesting, you just kind of see us then. I think that's how.
Yep.
How we do it. Yeah. All right, we'll go with that.